Hey, what's going on, folks? Welcome to my channel, and in this video we're gonna check out 6 clever ways to crush your debt. And the reason I selected that is because I was scrolling throughout financial world and then bump into the this message here, and then it was like, you know what, let me check it out, see what's going on, what is it legit, is it not legit, and I give you my thoughts on that. And does it actually make sense? Because I constantly see it like from multiple, saving money tips kind of thing. So, and let's just check it out because it's kind of interesting for me. And when I always go through those, as I go deeper in that, I mean, it's kind of catchy, it kind of looks good, it's like, oh yeah, let's go save some buck and all that. But most of the times I find out is that it's not the case, and unfortunately there are some issues there or whatever, or something going on. So, and in this video we're gonna debunk this again. Not gonna name any names, but like the websites and resources, but that I got just from the basically from the one of those famous places where they usually you can get those tips. So let's go get into it. So, but first step, and the first way that they shared, that the one clever that they said is ask a company to pay off your debt. And they have actually 2 of those in that list. So the first one is they call one company. Basically, I'm not gonna name the names, but you basically call this company, and yeah, that's it. So you basically talk to them, say, hey, I got this debt, and all and all and all. So I went to research, digged a little bit deeper, and found out that this company is actually, they're obviously going to talk to you and all that to see what's going on there, and then it will give you a set of options how you can crush up your debt, basically. And for that, they will obviously get a fee. So it's a business, right? So you're going to pay for that, right? For that information, whatever. So that, I think about it at least. And then they give a bunch of calculators how you can consolidate your debt, which is another weird one. Like for me, I don't understand this one. It's just you shuffling debt from one spot to another, and then it's the same thing. So the goal is not really a goal. I mean, you can kind of think you can argue that, hey, I getting this percentage and lower percentage or whatever, I'm consolidating through putting it through the higher, like a longer amount and stuff like that. But in reality, it's the same thing. So you're taking multiple debts, like let's say a few credit cards or whatever, and you're consolidating, putting into another. Yeah, but if you don't pay either of those, it doesn't make sense, So like, why would you make yourself more, more hard, in the hardship situation, because you're making a lot more extra steps to do just that, but you can do the same thing, but put auto, like out of those, you just put on auto pay, and that's actually even better because you won't forget that, so things like that. But anyway, it's just that. So, and but basically come up with a strategy of this for this thing, and they don't actually pay you, or they didn't actually pay your debt, so you still pay it, and so that's pretty much what it is. So just a thought, because it's basically a strategy call and sales call for to get your business, instead of the actual giving you money, but you need to give, so it's not that. So it's basically, it's for me, for my opinion, is kind of like weird, misleading. So no, so that's the first step. That's kind of clever, but well, it's clever for them because they make a sale, but not unfortunately for people who actually want to get out of it. But if people need, and you need a help, and you need a kind of a coach, so to speak, in that sense, definitely I can see that happening, definitely. Because if you need a coach, if you need somebody to tell you, hey, do it if that's I can tell you that much, do it, and that's free. and here you go, do it. So second step that they talked about is to stop overpaying when shop online, and they provided extension that gives you basically coupons and codes and things like that. So that's a clever way to spend maybe less, so like, but again, this extension that they provided, that's most of the time it doesn't work, and I don't want to call the names, but most of those extensions, they don't even work, or they work but there is no coupons, so technically you don't really get anything from it. So since there's no coupons, you don't really get anything, so right, so that's kind of weird. I mean, the algorithm may be working fine, but still, if a shop didn't provide it, it didn't provide it, so things like that. To that, I kind of want, it's kind of but for me it's like the kind of this kind of but again, if you think about it, if you want a clever way, just don't spend. Hey, how about you don't use it, and don't pay for this thing. Think about it, if you actually need it, and then you realize, hey, do you actually need it or not? And then you just, hey, how about I stop paying for this stuff, ooh. That's another clever way, huh? So there's that. So third one, and then they said get a personal loan. Man, I was like, dude, you're basically telling me to get into more debt, which is in the situations where you can navigate the debt, and then it can be smart debt, so to speak, not you can, so it's just sort of kind of justified in the sense that, hey, you're making business, you're making money with it, so you're taking money to make money. It's not like to take money for leisure, so to speak, it's not that. But you basically, so they basically say, hey, take a personal loan, and then go ahead and invest this money take this money and then just throw it into all that debt and crush it. But you got still the same debt that you're going with, you can, again, argument there is that you can, it's interest percentage rate game and things like that. But again, it's the same thing. You're taking a loan to cover another loan, so for what's the reason? So just, how about you just start crushing it and paying it? Because at this point, you gotta create that kind of leanness, so to speak. You start exercising, so to speak, to come up and overcome this situation, and then you develop a good, healthy financial habits. So, and then you're say, why would I need to spend on this, or need on this, or it doesn't give me any benefit or anything like that. It's just for fun. It's fine, but let not that fun to overcome you, in the sense hey, the net people just live out of it. So sort of being kind of addict to that, to the funness or whatever, to that euphoria or whatever. So anyway, completely weird one. So I mean, for me it was weird. So that third step, to get a personal loan to cover another loan, was like, dude, what is this? It's just weird. But again, I told you that my arguments already. So another fourth one that they talk about, pay no interest on credit for a certain amount of time. So that one, I can see that happening. So there are a few credit cards out there that provide you sort of kind of a deal for the credit card, and for whatever credit that you do, hey, no, zero APR for whatever, a year or whatever. So there are deals like that, for sure. So, and if you consistent enough, and good with the payments, and good with the strict, you read it through, you understand what it means. So as long as you understand it and you're cool with it, I'm okay with that, because I mean, this is pay, it's good deals, and I saw those deals. And me personally, I'm in the club of just every month you gotta pay off that credit card. It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. But credit cards is definitely a must be close, within the pay cycle, whatever. So depending on the situation, but for me, I don't use credit cards, credit or credit like that, because it's very high interest rate, and that's why I hit it very hard when I need to hit it, and when I close it completely, because you need to. Other ones, the ones that I use for mortgage, the ones that I use for like real estate and things like that, HELOC and things and all that. So I do those like regular monthly payments, and that's it. I don't, because AP, like the interest rate is less, and it's okay. It makes sense. It works, and it's okay for me at least. But again, it can be also repaid quicker, but those loans, those places, I utilize them as a business funds and things like that. So there's that. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. So I'm okay with this step. So but it's again certain amount of time, and you gotta understand the terms and limits and things like that. So you can definitely take a breath with this one sort of for a year, but definitely don't go and open another one. Don't do that. Don't just do that. It's becoming weird again, and you're hitting your credit score, and it's not good. So in the sense that consistently, things like that. So number five, they ask again, asking to pay for the company, for a certain company to pay your debt. Again, not gonna happen. It's gonna be a strategy, and talking with the coach, so to speak. Hey, what am I gonna do? How are we gonna do it? And things like that. So again, that's at least like what it's on the website looks like. I read it through, and they give you a bunch of calculators again, and how to do this, how to do that, how to consolidate it, make it one credit, like all other options, which is basically everything is the same. You basically just trying to make a square with a square, and then you're looking from a different perspective, but it's still a square, so it's kind of like bro. So that's a step 5, and I guess they put 2 steps in different, which is kind of anyway. Number 6, so they asking to cancel a car insurance. Most of the time people don't overspend it, and I get my nose right. So people overspend it, paying like $500 a month. You know what, it's kind of mixed for this one, because car insurance is definitely, car insurance is a must in a few states. In the United States, there are a few places there is not a must. In some states it's a must, in other countries it's a must, and things like that. So definitely areas kind of like mandatory, some states not. So my take on that is that it's just a good advice to revisit your payments. I'm a kind of proponent of it's better to have one rather than not. I understand that sometimes you kind of feel all nice and mighty and everything, which is it's nothing against you per se, but somebody just can't be smart enough to run into you. It's not necessarily your fault, can be, or just whatever, so it doesn't really matter. But at the same time, things happen, so therefore it's better to be protected rather than not. And that's what I take on that. But the good advice is from this one, you don't need necessarily cancel it, and they compared some nation wide and nation level insurance companies to a mediocre one, and I was like, dude, no. So that's why it's better just consult with the insurance agent. If you don't have one, go try to find it, or whatever. Just ask around your friends and neighbors. That's another good place to start. Hey, any insurance agent, whatever. And plus, within the insurance agents field, just shop around between the agents as well, because it's not necessarily one agent will tell you, hey, bam, this is it. What I found out is that and they're gonna look for the deal forever. But what I found out is that in my case, in this like, at least I as I was talking with the different agents, I realized that they specifically work with the specific companies, and like, let's say like company A, B, and C, and but there's the rest of them, right? There's other insurance providers and things like that. Not necessarily, they don't necessarily work with them, but they work with this ABC, like, you know, ABC or ZXYZ or whatever, and they're gonna give you the best out of those three options, not necessarily from the whole market or whatever. So, right, because they have a partnership with them or whatever. So that's why I'm saying, hey, even insurance agents can be necessarily needs to be shopped around with, and ask as well if you can consolidate the insurance, you know, under like one, basically, you know, kind of deal policy or whatever, with a home and car insurance, again, like, you know, same like kind of package deal or whatever. That is also, I found, very to be useful, because you can save like $200 or $300 on the total, rather than like have, hey, I got this and I got this. But at the same time, if you come like pull them together, let's say you got home and car separately, two separate insurances, and for each you pay separately, you got $300 there, $300 there a month, $300 a month for each policy, right? But then you go and say, hey, give me a bundle on the home and car, and then they will tell you, oh no, you know, like, we can do maybe 500 total on the home and car, which means like some of the, either of those will be like 200 and the other one will be 300, but it's not going to be 600 rather than on this one, right? So it's fun, you know, see what I'm saying? So this kind of like that situation. So but again, and make sure that you check on the things that you need from that insurance, because those things can be really, you pay for the things that are necessary to you, and really don't really cover, you know, things that, you know, not gonna happen in your area or in your place. So they various things can be, you know, but just make sure, like, you know, hey, I want a coverage from bumper to bumper or whatever, you know, or like specific things or whatever. So it is up to you, really. So I'm not an insurance agent or anything like that. It's just random guy on the internet, so like gives the thoughts about what's going on that financial tips kind of situation, and clever ways to save the money or crush your debt. So my verdict is that out of all six, I only can select maybe number 4, definitely, but like, you know, kind of going all after it, like, which is basically taking advantage of no interest payments for a certain amount of time, which is awesome. But again, needs to be confirmed what the real terms of that thing there. And yeah, instead of rather canceling it, make sure that you have a good deal, and then just shop around and see. If you need to cancel, you're obviously going to cancel it, but instead of like completely canceling it, because in some states it's illegal, you know, not to have the car insurance or whatever, but you can shop around, obviously. And that's the idea, that shop around instead of, you know, spending time on reshuffling loans and combining the loans and things like that, that you can actually get a better deal and then just hop on another one, you know, and that's gonna get better, you know, kind of things in that nature. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Dimitri. I am out. So like and subscribe down below, right here somewhere. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because I kind of enjoyed it, because, you know, I like to crush those weird dev, you know, kind of tips and things like that, because at the same time, you know, you see the flashy thing, you see the looking good thingy, but then you realize, you know what, dude, it doesn't make sense. And yeah, I kind of wanted to share my thoughts on that, even though it looks good, but at the same time, in the inside of it, if you think about it and start debunking it, you're like, bro, you just trying to make a sale to me or whatever. So don't fall into that, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So that's what my objection was here. So basically, yeah, verify, but trust but verify. There you go. All right, guys, see you next time. Dimitri out. So love you all. Peace.